Hi, everybody. I'm Matt Gaschk with SoundersFC.com here along ESPN's Glenn Davis. And Glenn, you're going to be calling the game for the Sounders tonight against DC United. What are your thoughts here about the first half of the way the season's gone for Seattle?
Well, a lot of the talk, I guess, has been about the lack of being able to finish plays and score goals, and the record could be better. But I like the recent switch from Ziggy Schmidt to a 4-4-2 and a winger-oriented team with Ljungberg and Zakawani outside. And, hey, by the way, MLS coaches, I hope more of you will do that because I think it leads to more attractive games. And listen, we know the coaches in the league have very difficult jobs, but five-man midfield's out. 4-4-2 in with good traditional wingers.
There you go. And I know the Sounders fans are excited about exciting play. Do you see kind of the league moving more towards that or kind of sticking with the physical brand that they've been using for the last few years?
Yeah, listen, I mean, the coaches are in a tough position, and I think the coaches in this league do a wonderful job based on the salary cap and all the other challenges that they have that many of us forget about sometimes. So from that standpoint, I think they do a wonderful job. And, their job is dependent upon results. We get that. Then again, in certain markets where the game may not be as popular as it may be right back out here, maybe there is an element of attractive soccer that's needed in order to encourage people to fill seats.
Talk about what you've seen from the league here in the first half of the year. Anything surprise you so far to this point?
Well, I think everybody's surprised and for some reason hasn't mentioned a whole lot about the run of the LA Galaxy, who, obviously just got beat by Real Salt Lake on a controversial goal. But, it's been pretty amazing what Bruce Arena has done with the Galaxy, using an entire roster, getting what he's getting out of a lot of young players. And, obviously without Landon Donovan and Edson Buttle right now. So I think that's a big story. Columbus silently continuing to get results is another big story in the league. And, is it the year we get some real separation from one or two teams that kind of become the New York Yankees of Major League Soccer?
Yeah, and one thing that's impressive about LA is how they've done really over the last calendar year. They started really slowly at the start of last season. What have they done to get on this great run?
Well, I think, listen, Bruce Arena revamped that thing. I mean, I put it all on him for what he has done. I think after the World Cup, I thought he might have taken the job in New York a little bit quickly. I thought there was a few scars from the World Cup, but he's back. He's confident. He's a great manager. He's a great motivator of players. And this guy knows the game. He's a legendary coach in this league. He's a legendary coach in MLS, and I think he knows how to push the right buttons with players.
And what do you expect to see out of the second half? What kind of things do you think we should keep our eye on for the last 16, 18 games of the season?
Well, listen, there's some teams that are struggling that are traditionally good teams, like DC United, like the Houston Dynamo. Can those teams acquire a player to maybe shift the balance of power so they can make a bit of a run in the second half of the season? We all know there are going to be some players post-World Cup coming over during the summer transfer window. You got one out here in Blaise Nkufo, who I think everybody's got to be pretty excited about, playing for Switzerland against Spain coming up. So I'm looking to see sort of how this break works out for certain teams, and ultimately when they add a player or two, how that changes the complexion of a setup.
And speaking of the World Cup, any World Cup predictions for you?
Boy, everybody's in the prediction game. Okay, I'll give you one. Brazil and Spain in the final, with Brazil winning it. How's that for really going out on a limb?
For sure. Glenn Davis for ESPN. I'm Matt Gaschk with SoundersFC.com.